Let the uprising begin.
There are only two genders, and one of them is right here. It's the box that rocks. This is the Angela Box Show.
Hey guys, on today's show, so much leftist violence, so little time. Like, we should just have an ongoing segment called This Week in Leftist Violence, shouldn't we? Because there's a few stories, and it only gets worse because these people think they're in the majority and they are not. So let's discuss that today on the Angela Box Show.
Hello, my name is Angela Box.
Show your personality.
All right. The Brown University shooting. So last week, well, let me just say this. As of filming right now, they still don't know where this guy is. They don't know who it is. They don't know what's going on. They don't know anything. Like, at first they said they had a name. I'm not going to say the name because I'm not even sure if that's even like the real name anymore. Of course, those of us on the right and who understand the media, when they weren't telling us any information, we were like, okay, it's either a tranny or it's Islam. Like, one of those. And of course, when people are like, the shooter was screaming something, we're like, oh, I wonder what that could have possibly been. But we don't know. We literally don't know. They've told us nothing. And again, I think that the reason they've told us nothing is now going to become clear. Because one of the people murdered was an absolutely beautiful girl named Ella Cook. Showing her picture on the screen here. Ella Cook was the vice president of the College Republicans of Brown. Now, any Ivy League university is a hotbed of crazy, okay? So the fact that this girl was, an out and proud Republican on a campus of far-left lunatics, very brave girl, and my hat is off to her, but she was murdered. Okay, so there is a report from Mark Halperin, who, never forget, Mark Halperin got Me Too'd a few years ago. He was a big-time journalist over at ABC, and then someone complained about him, and he got fired and canceled, and now he's like doing his own thing and seems to be thriving. And he's still getting sources telling him things. So his sources are telling him that Ella Cook, the vice president of the Republican club there, may have been the target. Does that not make sense, ladies and gentlemen? And does that not make sense why the media and why Brown University has been so silent about this? So they can't catch this guy. They don't know where he is. Evidently, he's armed and dangerous. And now we come to find out it might have been targeted. Especially coming on the heels of Charlie Kirk and so many other examples of leftist violence. Like, this just goes to show once and for all, these people are unhinged, and they've been made unhinged by the media and by the narrative the left has put out. And it's sort of the same thing that's happening with Candace Owens and her supporters, because she has created this narrative that, of course, Charlie Kirk was not murdered by Tyler Robinson. Like, are you stupid? Why would you ever think that? Because she's put out this narrative that always goes in, a million different directions that comes to no logical conclusion except that she's full of shit. But because she's created this, and she's created this movement of people who believe her, they're going to ride and die for this, okay? Same thing with the left, okay? Same thing with the left that has demonized us, that has called us every name in the book, every ist on planet Earth, okay? So is it surprising to anyone that some deranged person would go and shoot a vice president of a Republican club, target this person? Not surprising at all. Again, we don't know. This is the most inept investigation I have ever seen, which leads me to the same conclusion that I had at the beginning of the show. It's not MAGA. Okay. It's not a MAGA person that did this. I think that's what we're going to come to find out. We'll see which marginalized, oppressed group actually carried this, horrific attack out. But, they're just, we don't know. We don't have any information whatsoever. So there's that. And then there's the case of there evidently over New Year's Eve, there was going to be some tranny violence. There was a group of people these leftists that were going to, bomb a bunch of New Year's Eve celebrations. And thankfully, Kash Patel and his FBI, they were on the case, and they were like, not on our watch, you're not. And it turns out that 2 of the 5 of these lunatics were transgender. Is anyone surprised, ladies and gentlemen? But thank God that was thwarted. What was not thwarted, of course, was the Islamic attack in Bondi Beach in Australia, where 12 people, as of last count, I think the death count has gone higher. Jews celebrating Hanukkah, suck on that, Candace Owens, were murdered in cold blood by a father and son ISIS-worshipping duo of the religion of peace.
Here's our Australia correspondent, Katie Watson.
Evidence of the meticulous planning carried out by 2 gunmen accused of bringing tragedy to Bondi. This is one of several images released today by a court in Sydney. Police say it shows Sajid and Naveed Akram scoping out the area just 2 days before they opened fire on a Hanukkah event by the sea. Then this, on the day of the attack itself, CCTV images showing them allegedly leaving a short-term rental property at 2 a.m, carrying large, bulky items wrapped in blankets. They load them into the vehicle, along with shotguns, a rifle and some improvised explosive devices. The document also shows the homemade bombs police say were made by the father and son duo, pipe bombs and a tennis ball bomb allegedly thrown into the crowd in Archer Park where the celebration was taking place. While they didn't detonate, police say they were viable. Later, investigators say they also found this homemade bomb in the car. Then there's these images, taken from a video, showing the men firing guns and moving in what police call a tactical manner. It's thought this was filmed in regional New South Wales. The document also shows 2 homemade Islamic State flags allegedly found in the younger gunman's car. And police claim a number of photos and videos found on Naveed Akram's phone show the 2 men were driven by a religiously motivated violent extremism ideology. Separately, authorities say Naveed Akram, seen here preaching on the streets of Sydney 6 years ago, has now left hospital and has been transferred to prison. He's next due in court in April 2026. All this comes as the Jewish community continues to process what happened here in Bondi and what can be done to repair the trauma. Yesterday, the Prime Minister got this hostile reception. Some blame him for not doing enough to crack down on anti-Semitism. Today, an apology.
Emotions were raw and a lot of people in the community are hurting and angry. And some of that anger was directed towards me, and I understand that. As Prime Minister, I feel the weight of responsibility for an atrocity that happened whilst I'm Prime Minister.
Of course, the media doesn't want to talk about that either. They just want to talk about how can we have more gun control in Australia? Like, we need more gun control. Anyway, there's that. And then finally, this is kind of a feel-good story, okay? Because let me just set this up. There was a white Karen lady, a far-left nurse, okay? Married to some lesbian. So she's a lesbian, far-left nurse, okay? She's at Target the other day in the Oakland area. Obviously, Oakland is a hotbed of crazy, so she fit right in. And again, she's thinking she's high on her own supply. She's high on the things that the media tells her about, people that wear Charlie Kirk shirts or MAGA shirts or whatever. We're Satan incarnate. And so any kind of abuse you want to hurl at us, like, we deserve it and we'll just take it. So this very sweet lady, older lady at Target, I guess at her Target, she's able to wear a red shirt. If she's wearing a red shirt, that can be a Target uniform. Like, okay, cool. So she has on a Charlie Kirk Freedom shirt. Well, this deranged leftist Karen gets up and starts, big and bad, whipping out her phone. And she's like, what? Roll the clip.
Why?
They let you wear that shirt here?
Yes. Why?
So,
Why are you taking my picture?
why are you wearing that shirt? You're working. It's not
It's
a
a
Target
red
shirt.
shirt. I can wear any red shirt.
It's not a plain shirt.
It doesn't have to be
It's a Charlie Kirk shirt.
Yes. Yes, I know.
Are you fucking stupid?
No.
Why the fuck would you wear that? You're at work at Target. That's not a Target shirt. It's not a plain red shirt.
We
You
don't,
support a racist.
it's not racist.
You support a racist.
He's not a racist.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
Yes, he fucking is.
I'm sorry, but I'm not going to stand here and argue with you.
You're not. You should go
over
get
it.
your manager. You should not be allowed to wear that at work. Unacceptable. Unfucking acceptable.
That's your opinion.
No,
ma'am.
the opinion is he's a fucking racist and you support him.
That's your opinion, ma'am. Have
And
a
you
nice
shouldn't.
day.
You should not be allowed to wear that. This
Have a
is going
nice-
to be taken above your fucking head. That's insane.
Have a
Insane.
nice day.
In fucking insane. Piece of shit.
I mean, like, so deranged and so sure of herself. So sure that she was going to get, like, all of Target, all of the internet is going to be on her side. And people were like, you're an asshole, lady. Like, a huge asshole. And so she thought, she's like, I'm going to speak to your manager. And the lady's like, okay, have a nice day. And what happened? Well, ladies and gentlemen, the internet took notice of this poor put upon woman, and they started a give, send, go for her. Obviously, not a GoFundMe because they're a leftist organization, but a give, send, go for her has been started, and it is already up to $144,000, you guys. This woman is going to have a lovely chunk of money for her retirement, and maybe she'll even be able to quit that job. I don't know. She seems like a very sweet lady, and she handled it with so much more grace than I would have. I would have gone nuclear on this Karen. And speaking of going nuclear, the internet found her girlfriend, or whatever. Evidently, this woman lives with another woman. And this other woman put out a TikTok again, like it's so wild to me hearing like in real life atheists or in real life like on the dark side people like have no self-awareness that they are on the dark side. Okay, like it's wild to watch these things. It's one thing to be a gay couple and to like say we just want to get married and be treated like everybody else. That's one thing. It's another thing entirely to speak with your whole chest about how dare you try and buy my son a Bible because I'm a lesbian. Roll that clip.
I love my mom. There's never a dual moment with her, but I was just with her this morning, and she told me what she wants to get my teenage nephew for Christmas. A damn Bible. The hell she is. He's a teenage boy living in a military house with two lesbians. You think he wants a damn Bible? I mean, that's a nice gesture. Give that to him as a gift out of love out of another holiday or something, but for Christmas? Imagine being a teenage boy and opening a damn gift and it's a book. PSA to all your grandmas out there. Don't be doing this shit.
I mean, I guess her point was like, oh, what 15-year-old kid is going to want to open a Bible at Christmas? But it's like, I don't think that's what you meant, lady. I think you had a problem with the Bible itself. So let me just step back and miss the lightning, okay, sis? Y'all showed that ass. I think maybe this segment or this episode should be just titled "Leftists Continue to Show That Ass," thinking that they're in the majority, thinking that the world is going to co-sign everything they're doing, and the world is horrified at the things that they do. But by all means, don't stop because it's great. It's great content. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. And I love it.